up, vinyl community? Welcome back. This is Hubtunes. I am Mike. New releases, some vinyl finds from other channels, some reissues, and some cool ass jazz. Vintage and modern jazz artists. Vinyl finds March 2025. We're flying through 2025. So here we go. If you guys don't know Sam, the Vinyl Douche, check out his channel. He turns me on to a lot of cool music. Good guy. Usually about 2 videos a month, maybe sometimes only 1. Doesn't make a ton of content. He used to do more. He shows a lot of like new bands, up and coming people that you've never heard of. He'll even do like a video clip so you get a little idea of what they sound like. Cool channel. He's turned me on to a lot of excellent music over the years. And this is, there's 2 things on here that he showed in a video a couple weeks ago, and I've just been in love with. And this is one of them. This is a band called Monday UFO. I believe it's Monday, Monde UFO. This is their 3rd album. I believe they're from LA. I'm not sure about that. This is called Flamingo Tower, and it came out just, I think, in February of 2025. It is interesting. It is it's not as lo-fi. It is kind of lo-fi, but it's very, there's a couple of songs that are just like perfect pop songs. And then the later into the album you go, it gets a little avant-garde. It's I guess I would call it avant-garde pop. The song 119 is my favorite. It opens side 2. And it's just a really good pop song. But then like some of the stuff after that, like Devil Food Cake and Solitaire, it gets it gets really interesting. Very, very interesting band. And yeah, I mean, what to say about this? It's very hard to describe. His vocals are very fuzzy. It's a lot. Most of the time, it's very hard to decipher what he's saying, which isn't always my thing, but it works. It definitely works, especially on the more avant-garde stuff. It's on a cool pink vinyl, and it sounds really good. It sounds excellent. It's on Fire Records. I wasn't real familiar with Fire Records, but this is Monday UFO, their 3rd album. And yeah, Sam showed this, and I've been really into it. It's definitely going to be in my top 10 of the year. It's really cool. Definitely stream it though. It might not be your jam. So I dug it so much that I went out and got their debut, and this is called 7171, and it's on black vinyl, but it came with a little 7-inch of 4 other songs that are not on the debut. The guy's name is Monde. So that's where the Monday UFO comes from. I think he does a lot of the music himself. This again is on Fire Records. This came out in 2021, I believe. Their debut. This is a completely different record than the one I just showed. This is definitely lo-fi. This is lo-fi. If you like Yola Tango, very similar to Yola Tango. Kind of gets a little spacey. The first couple of songs are really nice poppy songs, and then like towards the end of the album, it's really cool. You get some saxophone in there. There's some sitar on one song. On the song, I forget what song it was, but yeah, it's really, really, I'm digging it. And it's totally different than their 3rd album. It sounds like a different band. You can understand his vocals. They're not fuzzed over. It's simpler. The arrangements are just more basic. Whereas on that 3rd album, it's kind of all over the place. Definitely expanded the sound of the band. And this is excellent, man. This is really, really cool. They compare it to Spacemen 3, which I could kind of see the Spacemen 3 comparison. But really cool. You definitely should stream both. You should stream everything nowadays. You know, I'm so done with blind buys. I can't do it anymore. So yeah, Monday UFO. Really interesting stuff. I've heard the third album or the second album. I didn't like it as much as either one of these, so I'm kind of laying off for a little bit. This just arrived. Sam the Vinyl Douche also suggested this one, and I'm going to butcher this. This is Ferencia de Vietro, and this is Volume 2, and it's Futuro Paco is the artist, and I believe it's one guy. It's just one guy doing all this, and this is Volume 1. There is a volume. Or no, this is Volume 2. I'm sorry. There is a volume. No, this is Volume 1. Wow, did I get the right one? Maybe this isn't the one that Sam showed. I don't remember if he showed Volume 1 or Volume 2. Whatever. It's great. Really, really good. I haven't listened to the vinyl yet, so I'm not sure, about the sound and everything. But it's really, it's just instrumental. It's jazzy. It's got a Brazilian tinge to it. It's jazz rock. Excellent thing. I really dig it. If you're a fan of any type of jazz, Brazilian jazz rock, it's definitely right up your alley. But this is Volume 1. Man, I thought I bought Volume 2. This just arrived this morning. I'm going to have to check that out. But I've streamed, even if this isn't the one I wanted, I did stream this also, and it's the same vein. It's not like it's crazy. Wow, I'd really dig this. Okay, cool. It's limited to 1,000 on black vinyl. So, interesting stuff. This one is an album. I mean, I've heard it so many times. I've streamed it so many times. I thought I had it, and then I was streaming it in the car one day, and I realized, oh, I don't have this. And this is Sons of Kemet. Your Queen is a Reptile, an absolute masterpiece. I have the other one that came right after this. I forget the name of it. I like this one better. I think this one is much better. Just wild stuff. You got Shabaka Hutchings on saxophone on a couple of tracks, and then Nubia Garcia, who is a wonderful saxophone player, on one track. Theon Cross is on tuba. Now, I actually saw Theon Cross in concert. He is a tuba player. He was the headliner, and he kicked ass, man. He played tuba. He played like lead tuba. He was the only horn in the. I think he was the only horn. Maybe there was a sax player with him. But oh my God, I've never seen a leader of a band play the tuba. And man, he kicked ass, man. And this dude, and it's not like the big marching band tuba. There's different size tubas. It's still a big ass tuba though. And by the end of the show, this dude was drenched. He was high energy. He was running on the stage with this tuba. It was a really intense show. But that's Theon Cross on tuba. And then you have Tom Skinner, the great Tom Skinner on drums. Moses Boyd is also on drums, the British drummer. And Congo Natty and Joshua Eldon on some vocals here and there. And man, if you haven't heard this is a freaking stunning record. And I got a good deal on this. I think it was like $28. It's a double record, and it's just a stinking masterpiece. Love it. Absolutely love it. This is a new release on Blue Note Records. One of my favorite guitarists from one of my favorite bands, probably my favorite band. This is Nels Cline Consentrik Quartet. I butchered that. On Blue Note Records, this is Nels Cline, the guitarist for Wilco. He is also an avant-garde guitarist. I have a couple of his other solo records. They're a little more avant-garde. Well, they vary. There's a few that are more straightforward jazz, where he does like standards and stuff, and then there's a couple where it's like, whoa, what is this? But this is kind of a nice blend of the two. I mean, it gets a little avant-garde, but not out there crazy. It's Nels on guitars, Ingrid Luerbach on tenor and soprano sax, Chris Lightcap on acoustic bass, and Tom Rainey, the great drummer, on drums. Really good, double record, excellent stuff. It sounds phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal on Blue Note Records, as I said. Highly recommend this. Nels Cline record just came out. This is a reissue. It's never been on vinyl before, and I've always liked this album. I had it on CD when it came out. I think it came out in, yeah, 94 this came out. And it's a terrific record. This is the Ginger Baker Trio, Going Back Home. And you got the trio. It is Ginger Baker on drums and vocals, Charlie Hayden on bass, and the great Bill Frisell on guitar. And this didn't get a lot of love when it came out, but man, I'm really digging it. I remember liking it, but not absolutely loving it. And I've been playing it a lot lately, and I'm loving it now. I'm not the biggest Bill Frisell fan. I could take or leave him. There's been some stuff he's wonderful on, and then there's been some other moments I don't like a lot of his solo stuff. But I saw him in concert a couple years ago, and he was really good, really good. But yeah, this is great. Just Ginger Baker on drums, man. And this is probably one of the last things he recorded. I'm not sure, but yeah, really, really interesting. Good stuff. Nice trio. This is great. New from International Anthem here in Chicago. I love this record label. Always, always, always stream any of their releases before you buy it, because it's a very eclectic record label. You're going to get some straightforward jazz with like Micaiah McCraven or, and then you might get some wild, far out stuff, avant-garde. And then you might get some electronic or some spiritual jazz. And this is kind of right down the middle. This is Ullman, Johnson, and Wilkes. The reason I picked this up, also, they have new inner sleeves. I've never seen these inner sleeves on International Anthem. I'm pretty sure they're new, but they're very cool, right? This is Gregory Ullman on guitar and effects, Josh Johnson on saxophone and effects, and Sam Wilkes, who I just adore, on bass and effects. And so it's a trio, and it's just, there's a couple of straightforward jazz songs, but then there's a couple of more ambient kind of things. And it's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. It's going to be way up there on my favorite jazz issues of the year. This is terrific. I really dig it. I fell in love with Sam Wilkes on his albums he does with Sam Gendel, bass and sax records. The really interesting stuff. I was turned on to those by the Reverend Rock and Roll. And yeah, really good songs for bass and saxophone, I think they're called. There's volumes 1 and 2. A couple other records I've picked up from him since. And when I saw he was on this, I immediately grabbed it because it's International Anthem. I tend to take a listen to almost everything they put out. I don't buy everything because I don't like everything. It's on a cool purple, like an eggplant. And it's really good. They do a cover of the Beatles' Fool on the Hill, which you wouldn't even know was them. Or you wouldn't even know it was the Beatles. But yeah, they really twist it around and make it their own. But yeah, I'm going to see them actually in September. They're playing, they say it's a record release party in September. The record's out in March. So I don't know what's going on with that. But yeah, that's going to be really fun. A really cool show. And then finally, I used to buy a lot of, the Blue Note Classics and the Tone Poets and the Impulse stuff that Chad is putting out at Acoustic Sounds. And I got a lot of it. I mean, I got like 70 Tone Poets sitting right there. And I can't tell you the last time I pulled one out and played it. So I would say in the last year, I've really cut back on what I'm buying as far as stuff like that. It's got to be a really special title for me to pull the trigger on a Tone Poet now. And that goes completely against what I used to say. I used to say, I'm buying every one of these. They're a great education in jazz. Just buy them, blind buy, who cares? With the money being tight and the costs just going up and up. And I've definitely scaled back on my vintage jazz, releases. And so this, I had to get this. And this is from the Jazz Dispensary. Joe Henderson, Multiple. This is a great record, man. I love late career Joe Henderson. I like late career just about any jazz. If you give me 79 to 75 of most jazz artists, I love when these guys get funky. And because I love funk music too. And so this is funky. It's fun. Yeah, the whole thing is great. You got Dave Holland on bass. You got Larry Willis on electric piano, who is fantastic, by the way. He's great on this. Jack DeJohnette on drums, Arthur Jenkins on congo and drums, a couple other guys. You got James Ulmer sits in on guitar on a few songs, and John Thomas, who I wasn't familiar with, also on guitar here and there. But man, 1973 this came out. This is a great record, man, and I had to get it. It's beautifully pressed. It sounds incredible. I mean, great cardstock. We are in the perfect time for anyone who's into jazz. You guys, I mean, I watch all the jazz channels and stuff, and it's crazy what the opportunities of new music, of reissues that are coming out. That if I was still buying jazz like I was like 5 years ago, I'd be in heaven, but I just can't afford it all, So that was well worth it, the pickup. The Jazz Dispensary did that, and they're doing really cool stuff. I like that they're not doing, they kind of get out there and they do stuff that you wouldn't really see. And I think Coal Mine Records was it Coal Mine or was it, oh no, it was Real Gone Music to put this out, which is a great title. So Real Gone Music is doing some really interesting stuff too. And that I've been kind of moving towards like Coal Mine and Real Gone, and what's the other one? Jackpot. Jackpot's nailing it. They're putting out more interesting titles than Blue Note is and Chad. So yeah, for me. So that's it, you guys. Questions, comments, snide remarks in the comment section. Got a few things coming up. Concert reviews, I got a couple of them. We're going to do Roomy Tunes again because it's getting a lot of feedback. So we'll see how the next episode of Roomy Tunes goes. And yeah, that's it. You guys stay safe. I will talk to you soon. Bye.